introduce you the video presentation of Dasta.
Designated Areas for Sustainable Tourism Administration, public organization, integrating multilateral coordination for the development of sustainable tourism. Cultural heritage is the combination of a local way of life, nature, and an invaluable cultural expression, which are passed down from generation to generation. It will never fade away if the community, the people, and all of us learn how to preserve the beauty of the community's identity. Designated Areas for Sustainable Tourism Administration, public organization, or DASTA, is a governmental agency founded to take up duties as the unit to formulate policies and administrative plans for designated areas for sustainable tourism. DASTA places a strong emphasis on integrating, promoting, and supporting central government agencies, provincial agencies, and the local public to pave the way for cooperation in developing sustainable tourist destinations in the designated areas, and to create a harmonious balance between economic, social, and environmental aspects of tourist destinations, while retaining the culture, traditions, and the unique way of life. These tourist destinations will impress tourists, both Thais and foreigners. Moreover, jobs and incomes created from tourism development will benefit the community significantly. Currently, DASTA is responsible for 6 designated areas. These include Designated Area of Koh Chang and related areas, an admirable model of low-carbon destination. This is due to its unique tourism management approach, such as preserving a community's way of life, utilizing renewable energy, and hosting tourism activities that encourages the reduction of global warming. Designated Area of Pattaya and related areas, a green innovative tourism city that is filled with a large variety of tourist destinations, many of which are a result of the cooperation of the people in the community. This shows another aspect of tourism in Pattaya, which deserves to be experienced. Designated Area of Sukhothai, Sri Sachanalai, and Kamphaeng Phet historical parks. These World Heritage cities convey the pride and joy of the nation through archaeological sites, ancient artifacts, folk wisdom, unique identity, and the Thai way of life, which has been passed down from generation to generation. Designated Area of Loei. Leisure Loei is a city meant for relaxation, abundant in natural resources, and fascinating culture and traditions, which represents the local wisdom and the amiable relationship between Thailand and Laos, which deserves to be preserved. Designated Area of Nan Old City, a living old city that offers invaluable insight into its culture and traditions. Being a living old city, a simple and gracious Eastern Lanna's way of life can be experienced firsthand. Although Nan is a small city, but in this case, small is beautiful. Designated Area of Utong Ancient City, regarded as the origin of Suvarnabhumi civilization. This is another designated area that deserves to be the pride and joy of the nation, since it conveys the grandeur of Thailand's history. All the designated areas under the responsibility of DASTA have been encouraged and assisted to advocate the preservation of the environment for sustainable tourism. DASTA also encourages and supports the people and the community to take part in the preservation and the development of tourist destinations within their own community. This includes developments in areas such as arts, cultures, and traditions, folk wisdom, and an intriguing way of life. Moreover, communities are encouraged to manage tourism activities methodically to maximize the benefits. This will lead to sustainable tourism development in the future. Designated areas for sustainable tourism, administration, public organization. Integrating multilateral coordination for the development of sustainable tourism.
Thank you for the presentation. And may I now invite the Director General of Designated Areas of Sustainable Tourism Administration, or DASTA, Dr. Nalik Adipak Saxonit, to deliver the opening remarks.
Sawadee Mr. Randy Durbin, Chief Executive Officer of GSTC, Mr. Benjamin Le Philibert, Managing Director of Light Blue Consulting, DASTA Executives. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of DASTA, I would like to express our sincere appreciation and warm welcome to Mr. Randy Durbin, CEO of GSTC. Today is one of the most important days of DASTA due to this significant signing ceremony of Sustainable Tourism Training Program Collaboration Agreement between DASTA and GSTC. DASTA has long been successfully creating our own sustainable tourism criteria and training for using in our designated areas, both in terms of community-based tourism and sustainable tourism standards. And of course, major part of GSTC's criteria is one of many that we follow. We acknowledge that GSTC criteria are respectfully adopted and benchmarked worldwide, not only by DASTA, but also by UN WTO. That is why I am delighted that DASTA and GSTC will have first ever tangible cooperation. I am certain that GSTC's Sustainable Tourism Training Program that contains world-class knowledge of sustainable tourism will be beneficial to DASTA's work, both in the designated areas and in Thailand as a whole. Once again, on behalf of DASTA, I would like to express our appreciation that GSTC has confidence in DASTA to run the Sustainable Tourism Training Program in Thailand. DASTA shall carry out our commitment to run the program with respect to the agreement that we are about to sign today. I hope this cooperation is only first to many in coming future. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you, Mr. Director General. And now let's hear some message from Mr. Randy Durbin, the Chief Executive Officer of the Global Sustainable Tourism Council.
Sawadee ka. Good morning, good afternoon. So nice to be here with you at DASTA. I had some prior experience with DASTA about 3 or 4 years ago. I was on the International Cultural Tourism Committee of ICOMOS. And we were invited, we had our annual meeting in Sukhothai. And Kun Achwen and the team at Sukhothai invited a number of us. I was one of 10 people on a panel to study the Sukhothai situation and make some recommendations. And during that experience, I learned about DASTA firsthand, about the good work that you do, and something about the organization. So that helped me very much now. My new role in the past 2 years as the Chief Executive Officer of Global Sustainable Tourism Council. We're very delighted to work together, and we're very happy that you take such great pride and understand the significance of the working relationship. I have a bit of a PowerPoint presentation to share with you just on who GSTC is, for those of you who are new to it. There are many organizations working in sustainable tourism in the world, so just if I could just take a few minutes to introduce to you who we are as an organization. We are an independent NGO, nonprofit organization, but we have very much the support and the endorsement of the United Nations system. At our founding, UNWTO and UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program, were present at the founding. The Rainforest Alliance and the United Nations Foundation got together with these two United Nations agencies to create us. Because the United Nations system said, we need one agency in the world that sets the global baseline standards for what is sustainable tourism. So we were developed with the idea of creating standards as baseline standards. We now have two sets of standards. Just a few examples of those who support us. Again, United Nations agencies, various NGOs, many big private sector and small private sector companies are members and supporters. We have a very close relationship with PATA, and we're doing quite a few things together, Pacific Asia with PATA. But the standards, we have two sets, the GSTC criteria, originally in 2008, the creation of the hotel and tour operator standards, which were revised in 2012. And then in 2013, a second set of standards for public authorities, the destination criteria. These two sets of criteria exist to serve as the global baseline standards. They're not meant to be the best standards in the world. They're designed to be the comprehensive list of what it means to be sustainable in travel and tourism. Each of them has 41 criteria divided into 4 areas. And it's always been important to our mission that we talk not only about environmental issues, but social responsibility and cultural preservation. And to do that, to work on social and economic issues and cultural issues and environmental issues, to do that, a company or a government must have a management structure. So we actually have standards about management. So we have the 4 areas that the criteria are based on. The criteria, again, are global baseline standards, global worldwide applicability, suitable for all social and economic conditions, large and small businesses, large and small areas. We conduct all of our activities in English, but we have translated the criteria and indicators into many languages, and Thai was already translated before, and it's on our website. And the criteria can be used in a variety of ways. It's in the past most known for applying marks on other standards, which we'll talk about in a moment. But first and foremost, I think standards can be used for training and awareness. If a company or a destination does 1 or 2 things that are sustainable, but ignore all the others, are they sustainable? We say no. To be sustainable, you need to work on all the different areas. And so for people in tourism, we think it's very important that there's thorough training. And so this is why we created a training program, because our feeling was that as the global managers of standards, we have that credibility from the United Nations and the global team of experts, that we thought if we have a training program, there's credibility behind it. And our relationship that we're celebrating today and signing with DASTA is a first for us of having a national partner to help us grow the training program. So we're very excited about it, and we commend you for taking this leadership role. Because our goal, the dream, would be that everybody in the world who works in tourism gets this kind of training, to see the big view of sustainability. So you're playing a very important role, because we want as many people in Thai tourism to learn these concepts, but we want to do it everywhere in the world. So we look forward to working together on developing this with you. Standards can also be used for monitoring and evaluating. We're working on partnerships on different measurements. We're happy to see there's a lot of movement in the world now hotel carbon emissions are being measured. We're working with a European Union agency that's developed measures at the destination level, so we're working more and more. And interestingly, as a model to develop national standards is new, because from the 2008 hotel and tour operator criteria, most of our work was focused on businesses, on enterprises. But when we released the destination criteria in 2013, we have a very new set of activities. Last year, the country of India adopted national sustainability standards largely based on the GSTC destination criteria. And now many governments at the national level, provincial level, municipal level are considering this sort of thing. And we think that's very important, because if a government adopts it at a national level or provincial level, it's a big statement to the people of that country, that region, that this is how we will operate. And earlier this year in Ecuador, in South America, they adopted national standards, and now we're talking to many countries about it. And we're very excited about that. We'll not certify a nation the way we would, oversee the certification of a hotel or a destination, but to have that set of standards as a goal is really an excellent thing. I've seen Thailand be a leader in tourism and using standards. The Department of Tourism has many standards on service. I mean, you're world leaders in having standards. The Department of Tourism has standards for service of tourist boats and guides and toilets in public places where there are visitors, and you have so much to build upon. And so we're very excited now that, I think Thailand should look at standards for sustainability that, is nationalized, and I know the work that DASTA is doing is very important in that. So that's how the criteria are used. It's a much bigger list than that.